I'm so excited that we are 3 minutes behind schedule, which is just on time in today's world, so this is great. I wanted to give a little bit of a background introduction from myself just because I'm not sure how many of you actually know me. There are so many content creators out there. So I'm Lucie. I'm a 28-year-old. I live in New York City. The Empire State Building is somewhere just behind me if it was not quite as foggy today. I create video content for the internet. I really got my full-time start working at Refinery 29 in New York. And over the past couple of years, I've gone off on my own and just been spending my time creating my own brand, building my Instagram and YouTube channel, and operating as an independent content creator. I gave a TEDx talk a few years back all about the power of trying new things and how I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart that trying new things and taking risks and doing things that I did not know how to do is really what led to my career taking off and getting started and brought me to the place I'm at today. So I always encourage people that they should try new things as well, even the things that scare you, and actually, especially the things that scare you. So I have a little presentation here, and the next slide is actually a video. So I know Nick is gonna pop up to play a couple of videos for me. So this is a little sizzle reel of the video content that I created for Refinery 29. Hey guys, it's Lucie Fink. Every week, you challenge me to change my life for the better. Go big or go home. This week is 5 days of natural remedy. Cold showers, calligraphy, sleeping on the floor, of Halloween makeup. And in this edition, I'm bringing out my inner dancer. I did a bit of research before I went into this.
Oh wow, is there a huge fire in here?
I'm a video producer at Refinery 29. But every so often, I like to try other people's jobs. This is Lucie for Hire.
And of course, you have to do it quicker, otherwise you get fired.
It's not bad for first one.
Yeah? About the same size.
Yep.
I have never been more ready to do anything in my entire life.
Just walking my pizza.
So there's my little sizzle reel, and part of the reason I wanted to share that with you is because the main series, actually the 2 main series that I produced and hosted for Refinery 29 were all centered around trying new things. So the first series was Try Living with Lucie. The format of that was like a 5-day experimental challenge series. So in every video, I was trying something new for 5 days. You know, you saw things like 5 days of sleeping on the floor, 5 days of taking cold showers. I really love pushing myself and experimenting in that way. And the other series was Lucie for Hire, where I got to try a whole handful of jobs and see if I had what it takes to do the jobs. Being a Radio City Rockette, a hair colorist, a dog walker. I even tried delivering a baby, although that video didn't get to go live. Unfortunately, the woman went into labor before I was home from a trip. So we missed that end of that shoot. But as you can see, I love shooting video content where I'm trying new things, and just generally in my life, I love pushing myself to try new things. So I'm going to talk you through a bit about my career path. I have been out of college for 6 years now. So 2014 was when I graduated from Johns Hopkins University. And at each of these kind of milestone year points in my life was when I took a different leap and made a change and tried something new. So I'm going to take you back to 2014. That was the year I graduated college. I got a job at an advertising agency. I was working at Ogilvy and Mather for a year before I went to Refinery 29. And in that year, this is when I picked up stop motion. And for people who don't know stop motion, you know, it's like claymation, Gumby, Wallace and Gromit, all those old animation films were a form of stop motion. And I discovered how to create stop motion videos using my iPhone and iMovie. And I essentially discovered this art form. One day I decided to take a long day sitting in the Ogilvy and Mather conference room and just learn how to shoot and edit a stop motion. It took me about 9 hours to put together my first video, but by the time I was done, I had completely fallen in love with the art form. And I actually have one more short video for you. It's like a 15-second loop video, but it shows one of my stop motion videos of some pasta being made. Play it. So that's just a short video just to kind of give you an idea of what I mean when I say stop motion. I was making these short 15-second Instagram videos, and at the time, Instagram videos could only be 15 seconds long. So I was shooting these short video bites, putting them on my Instagram account, and brands were seeing them. I was using the proper hashtags. I was blasting them all out to my entire network, and pretty soon I had brands reaching out to me to have me create stop motion videos for them. I didn't know how to create a stop motion before I just took the leap and tried, but I poured all of my energy for months into learning this art form. And eventually, by the time I left that job at Ogilvy in 2014-15 time, I had a little side hustle business where creating stop motion videos for brands on Instagram was paying for my New York City rent in my apartment. And I really just can't emphasize enough how if you had told me a year before that I was going to be making money through stop motion, I would have told you, I don't even know what stop motion is, and I don't know how to do that. But just because I tried and I took the leap, I was able to all of a sudden create a little business out of it. And I'm really convinced that the stop motion animation is part of what helped get me into Refinery 29, because that was very attractive for a video producer to be able to create stop motion videos like that. So now we're going to fast forward to 2015. This is the time when I was at Refinery 29 and I was starting a YouTube series. If you had also told me that I was going to be a YouTuber or create YouTube videos, I would have said, that's not really my aspiration. I don't see myself doing that. I didn't even really have too much of a background of how to do this. You know, in college, I had created a few YouTube videos for the admissions office at Johns Hopkins, but I was not proficient in any aspect of video creation, be it shooting, editing, hosting, writing, scripting, producing, any of that. Excuse the siren. I'm in New York City. So when I got to Refinery 29, I really did not know how I was going to just start a YouTube series out of nowhere. But the thing I said to myself is, you know what? I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to figure it out. I'm a millennial. I know how to hold a phone. I know how to shoot video on a phone. Actually, my first episode of the series was shot on an iPhone, and I just figured it out. I took the leap and I tried it. I could never have known how to formulate a YouTube community without just trying it. You know, you can take courses, you can ask YouTubers, you can talk to people, but until you dive in, get your feet wet, and actually try something yourself, you're never going to know how to do it. So my entire YouTube series, both of them at Refinery, were just complete attempts at, I want to start a YouTube series, let me try. And they led me to where I am today. So that's Try Living with Lucie. I even went as far as saying, you know what? I want the whole series to be about me trying new things. So in every episode, I'm bringing the audience along with me as I try. And same thing with the Lucie for Hire series. 2019 was the next time when I decided I want to try something new here as well. And I decided I think I want to leave Refinery 29 and just go off on my own. Now, here's another perfect example. I had no idea what it would mean to start my own company. I just had to sort of start making the moves before I felt comfortable doing so. You know, everything from whatever any company owner will tell you, all the crazy steps that go into actually creating the corporation, all the legal documents, actually setting up a payroll for yourself, taxes, all the things that I was just used to being an employee at an organization. And now all of a sudden I was my own organization. And now I hire people to work for me the same way Refinery was hiring me to work for them. So all these things, I had no idea how to do it. And I just said, I'm just going to try it. So I left Refinery, and now I create video content on my own YouTube channel. I run my own Instagram account. A majority of my income is from brand sponsorships and brand partnerships and deals on these channels. And I'm just figuring things out on the fly. There's no handbook for how to be an influencer. There's no handbook for how to be a YouTuber. It's all trial and error and actually doing it to learn. So this is just a photo of me now showing, like, I had no idea how to run this account by myself. I had no idea how to build a brand out of myself, but I just tried it and did it. And then 2020, here's another example of this year. Obviously, we've all been thrown immense curveballs throughout 2020. And I decided, I want to try something new. What if I don't take what if all of my income doesn't come from brand deals, but what if I start diversifying what I offer as a content creator? And what if I start creating things like educational offerings and online courses? So throughout 2020, I actually created an entire Instagram branding course. If anyone is interested in this Instagram course. It's actually, the cart is open right now. I should have given Nick the link to it, but maybe I'll send it to him after and he can share it. Or if anyone's interested in it, it's on my Instagram bio right now. So my Instagram handle is Lucie, Lucie Fink, and the link is in the bio for this course. But my friend Marjolaine and I created an entire Instagram branding course for people who are trying to start an Instagram account for a brand or for themselves. And, you know, I didn't know how to build a course. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a professor. I'm just a content creator who likes making videos. But I just decided to do some research, figure out how to build an online course, figure out how to properly market it. And here we are today with a course that we have over 170 students have taken this course so far. And I'm so proud of the whole way it looks. So if anyone's interested in building an Instagram branding course, this would be awesome. And this is just my little final slide, pulled this from the internet. We all know, you know, we've all seen this diagram before, but if here's your comfort zone, here's where the actual magic happens. And I just couldn't believe in this statement anymore. I genuinely believe that we all spend so much time when it comes to our businesses. We like to spend so much time procrastinating by doing the things that are taking a lot of our time. For instance, constantly checking our emails and just always answering the latest email in our inbox, or doing all these things that are time-sucking yet actually very easy. Like if you actually think about it, checking your email, that's not putting you in an uncomfortable situation. Even though it's taking a lot of your time, it's actually making you just, you know, you're not uncomfortable, you're just cruising through, but you're wasting your time. And I like to tell people all the time, if you want to get ahead and you want to do something, it's actually those little tiny actions that are the most uncomfortable that will get you the furthest. And those take the least amount of time. They just take the most energy exertion from you. So if you really want to start, you know, I like to ask this question, what is that one thing that you've been wanting to do? For a lot of you, I'm assuming it has to do with business and creating your business. I know a lot of people out there want to build their own personal brand. They want to start a blog. They want to start that website. They want to write that book. Whatever that one thing is that you've been wanting to do, if you take anything away from this presentation today, I hope you take the leap and do it. And if you want to watch this little presentation that I just gave in a longer format, you can go to the YouTube channel for TEDx and just type in Lucie Fink and you will see me. Here is all the different places that you can connect with me. I would love to hear from you. Whenever I do presentations like this, it's hard to know who's in here, how many people are in here. You know, who's from all around the world, I don't know. So if you want to reach out to me on Instagram at LucieBFink, shoot me a DM. I always try my hardest to respond to everyone. So I would love to hear from you. And I would love to take questions if anyone has.
Lucie, that is such an amazing message. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, so everyone, if you have questions for Lucie, please just toss them right in the comments. We will address them, you know, but Lucie, I want to jump in here and, you know, we really only have about 5 minutes for questions. So we'll jump through some things, but, you know, and this is going to sound a little trite, but what I really want to get at is what is, you know, when just try it, is there like a couple steps that you can help people maybe understand that it's really just about getting that momentum going and kind of discovering, oh, I can actually do that. What few things would you suggest someone take if they were going to just get started?
Yeah, so I think when it comes to figuring out an action item step for a journey that you're trying to achieve, I like to think of it as if you're taking a drive across country. So say you're in New York and you're trying to get to a destination in Los Angeles. It's important to remember that we often don't just get in our car and start driving. You know, we take a little bit of time to plan first, because what could happen if you get in your car and you just start driving, you'll maybe get close to your destination, but ultimately you might actually waste time because you're going to get lost on the back roads and you're going to have to stop eventually and enter the address. So I like to say to people, you should take that little bit of time up front to enter the address into your GPS system. That way you know where you're going and you can kind of get there in a straight shot. But the other thing to know about a cross-country road trip is that you're not going to make the leap from New York to LA in one day or immediately. You're probably going to have to stop along the way at different road blocks or, you know, different checkpoints to sleep, refuel, take a break. So I like to tell people, if you are starting a journey and you're trying to get from here to here, first map out how to get from point A to like point A1 and then A2 and then A3. Before you get to Z in the alphabet, there's like little tiny steps. So really think about what's that next step you need to get to by next week to be where you want to be next year. You don't have to dive headfirst and go for the whole year right away. And you probably shouldn't, because you should take those little steps.
Very good point. And, Gary Malcolm has a question on, I can get stopped on doing it perfectly. So for people that are perfectionists, what would you suggest that how should they approach just getting started and actually seeing improvement?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, I understand the desire to want to have things perfectly lined up before you actually dive in. But I can tell you that my mistakes and the times that I actually screwed up and had to reroute and start over, those were my biggest learning points. Those were the biggest hurdles I jumped over that helped me learn better for next time. And so in my world, this would probably be something related to video content. A lot of content creators, anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel or start making videos, will say that they can't get started yet because they don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right light. I don't have the right camera. I don't have, the right editing software on my computer. And they really delay their start time because they're waiting to have all of the tools, when really we live in this incredible world when it comes to video content where anyone can create a good, decent YouTube video just with a smartphone and with a free editing service like iMovie. So I always try to tell people, like, the mistakes that you're going to make should be mistakes that you make as you're uploading the videos, or whatever that the parallel would be in your world. For me, it's like I've made loads of mistakes. I've shot videos that I then accidentally wiped the card clean before I saved the footage to my computer. And then I learned for next time not to format the card until I double check that there's no footage on it. Or, I'll upload a video to YouTube and I'll get feedback from the audience that my audio sounds crackly. So then I'll go ahead and get this microphone that is in front of me right now to fix the audio. And now you can see the microphone. So we're just going to leave it there. But yeah, there's, absolutely the mistakes that I've made along the way have helped me discover in real time how to tweak things so that I don't make the mistakes again. But these are not mistakes that I would have known without actually trying.
Right. Lucie, I know time is quick, and it's been such a great opportunity to hear from you. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and obviously with the Founders Live community now, we're definitely going to be sharing your information and looking forward to working with you further.
Thanks, Nick. It was so great. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to hearing from everyone on Instagram. I hope everyone has a great rest of your week.